Hey guys, and in this video I'm gonna show you everything about Frozen Wasteland's quad algorithmic rhythm generator. So let's start with the heart of the trigger sequencer is a bit algorithms. So there is a couple of them, quite like Euclidean. Golem ruler is kind of Euclidean rhythm, but making uneven beats. Well-formed is a kind of strange algorithm. You should refer to the manual. What I know about it, it uses a QR well-formed expander. There are 5 expanders for the main module, and I will talk about it in the end of the video. So the next is perfect balance as a kind of filtered Euclidean, or pretty straightforward without oddness. Manual, just put the beats by mouse, and while holding shift down you can activate accents. If you choose, by the way, there is a new accents menu in the module, so if you apply an accents, you can apply accents manually by holding down shift, which is pretty cool. And Fibonacci, very nice famous algorithm. And well, that was all algorithms, and they have input, CV input, which is can switching it over. So let's try. Okay, the first channel seems to now activating some beats, and let's apply end of cycle trigger output to change algorithms each time the cycle is ending. So that was that. You can also combine, when you go with a different step length, you can also do something like that, because it's fully modular. And you already get a complex rhythm. And it's pretty nice. I forgot to tell you about Boolean logic, which is available only on the 3rd and 4th tracks, and they are receiving data from a 1st and 2nd channel and apply Boolean algorithms. The algorithm is choosing by beats, and you can offset them and pad them as well. So very cool. That was about beat algorithm and their switching. You may be familiar with steps, beats and offset features. It's kind of beats filling the pattern with chosen steps, amount of steps filling them, and offsets just rotating from the starting point. And pad is a kind of variation. In case of Euclidean, you can see is just gluing together and then completely reduce. This movement depends fully on algorithm, of chosen algorithm. So the accent menu is the new one in this version. So each track has its own accent algorithm. For example, let's try to choose a Golem ruler for Euclidean. Let's mute the last 3 tracks. Okay, let's apply an accents. Just simple like that. You can also change them by triggering. Pretty nice. Let's apply it in practice. Just trigger some envelope generator and let's apply it to our playing module. So this is a way you can use an accent output. And it seems pretty nice. Also, you can use accent for drum modules. Hora has something in the snare drum, so kick drum. Just try it, it slightly alternates the transient response and maybe decay. So yeah, the next function is pretty amazing. Quad algorithmic rhythm generator can be chained. For that purpose, you need to use 2 or more instances and choose on the slave one employee mode and the main one boss. The thing is, you should connect them at first and then apply boss. It's kind of running the whole chain. So, as you can see here as a start inputs, and you should apply, for example, end of cycle of one channel to the start of the another one, and then make some similar thing to the back. Let's try at first this configuration. And we should merge the outputs, and I already pass my main module through the gate trick merger from Nusty, very handy for that. And let's apply our second outputs to the tracks correspondingly. So already is set up, and let's just turn around on and let's apply the boss mode. As you can see, we have 2 modules playing, and let's experimenting with the amount of bits and with the different algorithms. So yeah, very simple to connect them, and the one thing I really like, you can use, for example, one pretty long sequence by applying kind of snake chain, combining 2 tracks into the one input. For example, you need to take the second output here and second output here, and make connection like, for example, end of cycle to the start and end of cycle to the different start, end of cycle to the next start, and back trigger end of cycle to the main start. Let's try. First track playing. Let's try something different. So in the way like this, you can make a pretty long sequence and variable by fixing that sequence and modulating another module just with kind of CV you like. So end of cycle has another output, which is actually an output of amount of steps. Let me show you what I mean. Let's just disconnect triggers from those palettes. Let's apply gate outputs, or G, I don't know what it stands for, and press run and disable chaining here. Should also disable everything here. Let's reset the sequence, let's initialize them, let's input some bits right here, and let's apply the sync mode. In sync mode, the chosen track in sync becomes a master track of steps, and other tracks is applying, multiplying or dividing algorithms, try to synchronize the amount of steps. So to achieve the power of that, you need to choose a different amount of steps of each channel. And in case of using gate outputs right here, is getting effect of that Mux subharmonicon sequencer has. So yeah, this thing is working disregarding of chosen algorithm or chosen bits, only by amount of chosen steps. Let's try to sync another track and let's make it shorter. Let's try another one. Let's also make it shorter. And you get instant subharmonicon effects, thermicon, rhythmicon like. All steps coming through end of cycle, this output is equal. So by now we're just hearing a polyrhythm, straight polyrhythm with different lengths of steps. Pretty nice to kind of minimalistic stuff. Okay, we're right now at the sync function, and I described before what it stands for. So it's very useful for making a polyrhythms. So now we're switching to the bit output, and the chosen bits and algorithms is very important in this case. So let's make our master track a bit longer. And you have really should experimenting with amount of steps though. But the track sync has amazing X-step option, which is kinda hiding track non-existing on this 4, and it determines amount of chosen steps. So you can make it really long and others short or long, as you like, and get some organic things. And amazing thing on X steps, you can modulate this. Let's pass this LFO through the attenuator. And we have instant different tempo in that. Let's decrease amount of offset of X steps and increase our advert amount. So yeah, the track sync is very nice function, and let's disable it, and you hear completely different results. Very cool. So the next thing on track sync is a free run buttons right here. So you can exclude the track you don't want to input in the track sync mechanism. Let's just choosing a different algorithm. Let's drag a lump roller. And we just exclude the third one. Let's try to exclude our master track. Very interesting result. So only 2 tracks are in sync right now. And it's pretty nice. Let's try another track sync. And let's try with X steps. Really interesting result with this free run buttons. Not so choppy. Really nice, I really like that. And also the new function in the regarding the clock input, we can just disable the clock and apply a run and BPM like that. So the input clock comes as the main output clock has its BPM. So it's good for slow things, no hurry ones. And the last function, one of the last function I should tell about you in the main module is a scenes. So scenes is just scenes. To save this one, you need to press the center button and desirable slot. And let's change the algorithm, for example. Like that. Press the mid button and choose another scenes. So now we have 2 scenes. Very nice. And as far as I know, the Quantizers also save its state to the preset of the scene. And scenes also CV controllable and receives like from 0 to 5 volts, I believe. Let's try this with LFO, and that's pretty cool. And the last thing in there is a mute button. So the mute button is just muting all of those, and you can apply it by CV. Let's try. So it's kind of clock divider, but programmable and not so annoying to use. Very cool. So now let's check out those quantizers. Let's reset rhythm and let's reset everything. So the first one is QR groove. So you can actually add a swing to your patterns. Let's switch to the faster clock in there. Nice jazzy one. So let's try to experiment with this. The very nice thing about those quantizers is applying by tracks. So you don't want, for example, applying all by 4, but just by 1. And let's try to swing, and you can really see here what's going on in swing mode. Let's apply more. We can also apply random. Let's apply third track, and second and fourth. And let's decrease overall amount of the groove. And the real neat function here is decrease amount of length to make groove not so wobbly and quite controllable. Let's add some kick to make it guide track to really understand what's going on regarding of incoming rhythms. That's way too much, but that's really nice. Let's decrease amount of beats. Let's decrease a random. Very cool. So it's kind of synchronization of beat too. Looks really nice. Another kind of synchronization and pretty musical. And this is Gaussian algorithm for random control. So that was a QR groove, and let's switch to the QR irrational. By the way, all the quantizers are chainable. So you can really put one to next each other and they all will work. So the QR irrational is about adding some things to the rhythm, like 8 notes, dots, and you can even decrease amount of steps right here and make some fails, and it's really useful, especially when just basic Euclidean rhythms are annoying to you. And it has enabled control button, which can be programmable for sure. Let's apply some end of cycle output right here. Nice way to adjust a rhythm the progression. Let's apply some quantization, I believe. Yeah, and all the parameters are CV controllable, so feel free to apply CV whatever you want. A very simple expander, but very effective. And the next one is a probability control. Let's apply all. And let's apply the first step of the probability and let's decrease it. As you can see, it decreases. Sometimes it will not play. Let's apply other tracks. By the way, on Quantizers you can just duplicate it and make the different settings for example, the second track. As you can see, let's apply second one is here. So it's really adjustable. You can make your rhythms full under control. Okay, the next one is warp space, and it's actually about warping steps. Yeah. So let's apply it to the first track and see what's happened. It's rotating a bit. Let's turn off the channels. You can hear that, the shifting. It's also CV controllable by enabling and disabling. Really nice for kind of triplets or slowing down or rise up. Not so annoying for the ear. Kind of bit of randomness, but it's well fit in the rhythm well. And the last one is for well-formed algorithm. It's a bit mystical for me because I didn't read anything about the algorithm, but let's just try what it can do. Let's reset this. Pretty nice result already. It's just shifting steps. Kind of, I don't know how. So let's apply the first track ratio, second track ratio, so it seems this button is synchronize the first and second tracks. And this button is actually let's try. It seems like a mute, but I don't sure. Can get completely mess with these rhythms, but it seems they are in quite minimal aesthetic. the polyrhythms is their deal. They are shifting all the way around our kick drum. But even without expander, it's quite nice. It seems they are all can be connected, and it's pretty nice. So that was all about my tutorial on QAR. So if you have any more questions about this, just write in the comment, please. And we will gonna figure it out. So thank you for watching, guys, and see you next time.